Hi cubies and newbies, I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. I am the ABCube tutor. And it's Tuesday. I have my Zoom link up and active. I'm only going to be here for half an hour today. Here's a 1x3 to 2. Isn't that fun? Here's a 1x1. Isn't that fun? All right. So I've got the corners done. I've got the yellow corners done. And that's where I stopped yesterday. So let's scramble. Let's scramble and just begin again, shall we? Oops, I don't need 2 3x3s. I'll need 1. Okay. Nobody's here. Okay. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Formula. This is all you need right here. Formula A is 4 moves. Formula B is 8 moves. Formula A moves a piece to the top, and I use it will work for the entire first face, but I generally use it for the centers and the corners. So we'll use Formula A to bring the yellow to the top to begin, and then Formula B moves 3 pieces around, and it's top row and 2 columns, and which 2 columns you use determine which 2 pieces move around. Formula A works like this. Bottom row, right column, and it switches these 2 pieces. Does a bunch of other stuff too, but after the first 4 corners are set, it's always done multiples of 6. So multiples of 6 gets you back to how you started. So the only lasting effect that A has is to bring a piece to the top and to twist that piece if you want to do that. If you have, when it's the way you want it, move all the row to the top row, but continue with the same bottom row and right column, and you can twist your corners around, or you can bring a piece to the top. So if you have all of your corners in the right place but they're twisted, either if you have 3 of them, they'll be twisted the same direction. If you have 2 of them, they'll be twisted in opposite directions, simply because that's the way it works. To twist them back, you use the bottom row right column, have the cube you want to twist be in the top front right position, and you're going to, when this one's the way it wants, we'll move it out of the way to preserve it and work with another cube that wants to twist. So out, down, and up, out, down, and up, until it looks the way you want it to look, until the active color's on top. Slide it to preserve it, keep going. Okay, slide. And when you have that completed, the bottom has not been affected because it was done in multiples of 6. So for the middle, that would be this row and this column where they interact. So we move the piece out, move the space down, move the piece in, and the piece in the space back up again. Okay, and then that gives you boxes to alter the direction of them. If you do it again, they're twisted in the other direction, and the third time gets you back to start. Okay. Formula B is top row 2 columns, top row and outside. Works like this. Okay. And 1 piece stays the same, 3 pieces move. Formula B always moves 3 pieces, and that's all you ever need to do. Once moves them clockwise, twice moves it the equivalent of the counterclockwise, because it moves it clockwise twice, and once more gets you back to start wherever your cube started. So top row outside columns works on corners, top row outside, 1 outside column, 1 inside column is going to move edges, so up, you're only moving one slice at a time. Okay, so that moved these 3. Do it again, move them in the other direction. And once more, so you can see how to line it up is to have the corners match the front, and the top color determines which direction it's going to be. So the first column is where it's going to land, second column is where it begins. So up, up, down, down, and that's it. If you use two inside columns, first horizontal is to line it up so something advantageous will come down, and then you just follow the piece that you want to move from the front to the top, up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse down, set the top. So Formula B works on, moves three pieces around, and it looks like it moved two pieces, but two of them are the same color. So if I do it again, line it up, when it comes down, it will not come down, this will not come down here, it's going to come down in one of the other two spots, depending on which way I move it. So up, slide to a different column, second up, and then reverse down, set the top. And so these three pieces moved before, or whatever. So that's how it works on every complexity cube. If you have a parity, it's because there's it's a lie, because the cube is inherently honest. If you have two pieces and only two pieces that need to be exchanged on the corner or the edges, the problem is that the slice that touches that column is a quarter turn off, and if you move that slice a quarter turn, then you can then set the cube in this direction, set the edges in this orientation, and the parity has disappeared because the single slice is what created that parity in the first place. So, good morning, guys. I do have my Zoom set up today, so if anyone wants to Zoom, let me know. I do have to leave early today, though. I'm going to be checking out at about 9:30 because I've got someone coming. Apologize for that. So this one, the corners met. So corners, we've got the yellow corners done. Whatever cube you have, any cube you have has 8 corners. This works on any n by n cube. It's minor adaptation, and it'll fix the Whittian 3x9 as well. Don't know about shapeshifters because I haven't tamed shapeshifters yet. We're not on a first name basis yet. I don't know if it works on the pyramid because I haven't tried it on the pyramid. It does work on every complexity minx as well. Formula A, 4 moves, brings a piece to the top. Formula B, 8 moves, moves 3 pieces around. And that's all you ever need to do. You can have a parity on a cube, but that parity is resolved by a single quarter turn. You can't have a parity on the minx because you can't have the center slice being a quarter turn off because it's got 5 sides instead of 4 sides. So if it's off in one direction, if it's an odd number off in one direction, it's an even number in the other direction, so you can't get a parity. There is an order of operations for the minx, where it's not for the cube. The cube you can go any orientation you want. I do corners, then edges, then centers, but you can do layer by layer, inside out, whatever you want. For the minxes, though, if one of the two columns for the Formula B is the center column, you're going to have ancillary movement on the non-star pieces, so you want to do the star pieces before the non-star pieces, so there's order of operation for the minx and not for this. Somebody loves me. Okay, so let's pick a cube. Okay. This one has the corners. I brought the yellow to the top. Let's do that again because I want to demonstrate. The reason I don't just have a solve and walk through it is because that may not have be helpful because it might not match the cube in your hand that you're trying to learn. Not you cubies, because you guys are already cubers. But for newbies. If there's a method you're trying to learn, for me, when I'm looking at someone else's tutorial, it's usually, how do I do this one step? And so I have to watch their tutorial to see if they do that one step. Sometimes it's, okay, now I'm going to move this piece to the side, and they do it without telling you how. So I do it on all 4 cubes at the same time, and so I do the same step repeated, so you're more likely to get the effect of what's on your cube. so you can see it with just one video rather than a whole bunch. Do check out my playlist on YouTube if you want to. That's what I'm talking about. So here I just play until somebody talks to me. Love to be interrupted because autism. Okay, so gotta scramble it. Okay, so your cube has 8 corners. Pick a corner. Your corner has 3 colors. Pick a color. So I always start with yellow, but this is a color neutral method. You can use whatever color you want. But my alpha tester said, no, tell me what color to use. So I do. I use yellow because it works on all of my cubes for yellow to be a first color. And not all of the cubes are the same color. I have my white cube, for example, doesn't have a white. It has the opposite yellow is red. It has a purple thrown in there for some reason. So you find a corner, and with your color on it, we're going to start with yellow. Itch. Okay, with your color on it, we're going to start with yellow. So under your left thumb, you're holding the cube with that color under your left thumb and on top. We're going to look at the front of the cube as if it's a column of spreadsheet with rows and columns, and we're the the main important piece about this method is you ignore everything except for the one piece you're trying to work with. So I've got my yellow under my left thumb. I'm looking at the corner that's under my right thumb to see, because this is the corner I selected, this is the corner you selected. We're going to make the rest of the cube match it, and so that one is correct. So we're going to look to see under this corner to see if this one matches it yet. So if there's a yellow on top, congratulations, we slide it out of the way and we continue going. But if there's a yellow anywhere on this corner or anywhere on this corner, then formula A will bring the yellow to the top face, not just the top row but the top face. So bottom row, right column, these two are going to switch and twist as they go along. So this piece is going to come to the top, so we start by moving it out away from the action, move the space down, move the cube into the space, and the cube in the space back up. Okay, so that is not on top, so we do it again. Out, down, in, up. Okay, again, out, down, in, up. Now it's on top. Slide it out of the way, keep going. If there's a yellow here or here, we did not rotate the cube, we only rotated the top row. If there's yellow here or here, formula A will bring it to the top. There it is. Slide it again. And for you can do as much as you can intuitively before you start using this method. But this method, when I'm teaching it, I'm teaching total non-cubers. So if there's a yellow here or here, A will bring it to the top. And if there's not, I will hold the cube stable, rotate the bottom row 1/4 turn until there is a yellow in one of these two spots, and formula A will then bring it to the top. This is not a fewest moves method, this is not a speed method, but like the dancing bear, it gets the job done, whether it's elegant or not. So we bring yellow to the top, and at this point in time, one of 3 things has happened. Either all of your corners all match to each other, or in this case they do, or none of them match, or one side matches. You can't have 2 sides that match and not all of the sides that match. Most of the time it'll be one, sometimes it's either none or all. So let me do it again so we can get in, see what the one looks like. So find a corner, find a yellow, there it is. Okay, no yellow here or here, so formula A brings it to the top. Okay, hold the cube stable, slide the top. This one's already on top, there we go. If there's a yellow here or here, A will bring it to the top. If not, rotate the bottom till the answer is yes, and A will bring it to the top. There we go. So when yellow's on top, this one happened to be in a state where none of them match. So this one, all of them match. This one, none of them match. Let's do it again on this one. I did not plan that. No yellow here, but there's a yellow here. Formula A until the yellow comes to the top. Okay, hold the cube stable, slide the top out of the way, Continue on this one. There's a yellow. Formula A until yellow comes to the top. Okay, slide. Formula A until yellow comes to the top. And when yellow's on top, again, this side has one side that matches, the other three do not. We're looking only at the corners. So these are the three situations that can happen. You can have all of them, none of them, or one of them. Do it one more time for this one. Here's my yellow. Here's my starting cube. No yellow here or here. Hold the cube stable, rotate the bottom. Now there's a yellow. Formula A will bring it to the top. Slide. No yellow here or here or there. There it is. Formula A brings it to the top. This one is less than 6 because 5 gets you back to however you started. Okay, slide and there you go. So when the yellow's on top, this one has one side that red matches, but the other three do not. So this was none, this was all, and these two are 1. With all, you just pause and wait for the rest of the class to catch up. You move on to the next step. For none, it doesn't matter which way you hold it, but for all of these, we're going to do the same step. And each cube is going to progress to the next level of solve. So if none of them are solved, none of them match, it doesn't matter which way I hold it, and when I'm finished with this step, one side will be solved. If one side is solved, then you hold it with the matching side facing away from you, and you do but do the same thing for each one. And so when we finish with this one, all of the edges will be solved. So slide up, slide up. If we're doing Formula B, top row outside columns, and then Formula A to bring our active back to the top again. Active in this case is yellow. Slide. When the yellow is on top, slide the top row only, and continue going. And when yellow is back on top again, the rest of your cube is unaffected, and like I promised, now each sides match. Okay, so if one side matches, it's going to work. If no sides match, it doesn't matter which way I hold it. One cube will stay the same, the other three will move. And so since these are moving over to here, they stay in relation to themselves, and this one going over here has the effect of these two switching and the other staying the same, but really it didn't. We moved 3 because the top row slides one turn as well. So slide up, slide down, and then Formula A, bring it back to the top. When yellow is on top, hold the cube stable, slide, and can keep going. Up, down, and up. Slide the top, keep going. And yellow is on top. And now we have one side that matches. Again, that was top row, outside columns, up, down, down, and then Formula A to bring your active color back to the top. Slide. Yellow's on top, and the corners match each other. Once more for this one, matching color faces away. Slide up, slide down, and active color, Formula A to bring the active color back to the top. Going to invite again, I'm only going to be here for another five minutes or so because I've got someone coming, but once again, I do have, just want to show you that I figured it out. There, there is I have the game capture for this. And so people can join now, and I can teach up to 3 people at a time, up to 4 people at a time. So, first 4 corners are done, and the yellow's on top. Sides are happy with each other. The second 4 corners are done the exact same way. We take the first 4, take the yellow, put it face down. We determine which color is the opposite, whichever corner has all 4 corners have the same color that's white on the standardized cube. And then we do the exact same thing to bring the white to the top, except for you don't have to look to see whether there's a white. We have already established that there is one. So yellows are going to stay face down until the whites are happy. And the yellows, we're going to see them dance around a bit, but because Formula B and Formula A is not going to affect them, if done in their entirety, then we can abandon the yellow because they're going to be okay. So we have to, if we look at them, then we can think, oh no, we messed up, and start over again, which is fine if you just want to practice, but you didn't mess up. So yellow's face down. If there's a white on top already, I'll keep it, but there's not, so I'm just going to start anywhere. Formula A. We'll switch these two and twist this again, so there's that one's on top. Hold the cube stable, rotate it. More Formula A. Hold the cube stable, rotate just the top. Continue with this one. More Formula A. Again, this is not a speed solve. This is not a fewest moves. This is not elegant in execution. But it is elegant in its simplicity to learn, and it works on every size cube. So you don't have to learn, after you've learned the 3x3, you don't have to learn more things to do the 4x4, more things to do the 5x5. I start just teaching the 5x5. So you don't get, so they can't intimidate you. The cubes can't intimidate you once you start. So white's on top, corners matching faces away, yellow's still happy. Slide up, slide down, and then A to bring the white back to the top. Slide. Slide. And we've seen the yellow dance around, but it has resolved itself, so we don't care. That's why we abandoned it. So first four corners are still happy to each other. Second four corners are now happy to each other. Rotate the top and bottom until they match. And these corners are done. Okay. Again, yellow face down. If there's any whites on top, I'll preserve them, but there's not, so I'm just going to bottom row right column, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Hold the cube stable, rotate the top row only. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, slide. Going until the white's on top, and as long as we don't twist the cube, the yellows, even though they appear they're dancing around, the yellows will not be affected when I finish with the step, which is bringing the white to the top on all four corners. White's on top on all four corners, and because I didn't rotate, my yellows are still happy. Okay, one side matches, faces away, slide up, slide down, and A to bring it back to the top again. Slide. Slide. And when the white's on top again, the yellow is still happy. Rotate the top to match the bottom, and the corners are done. Okay, once more. This one's here, I'll save it. Out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. Slide the top, keep going. And when white's on top on all four corners, our yellows are still happy. This one, the happened to automatically already match, so we just rotate, and those are done. So sometimes all four sides will match, sometimes none of them will, and sometimes one of them will. But yellow goes face down, we're working with white. This one's already white, I'm going to keep it. This one's already white, I'm going to keep it. Bottom row right column, out, down, and up. Slide, out, down, and up, out, down, and up. Okay, yellow is still happy, and this one they automatically also. So again, rotate the top till they match. This is a good time to set the absolute center if you have an absolute center before you start working on the edges. So you can do that. If you don't have an absolute center because it's an even number cube or a void cube, then don't worry, we'll fix it later. In the meantime, we can set the center. Even though we've set it, they're going to be even free flowing in for the next step. So that's the corners. Thank you guys for joining me. I do have to leave now. So, but Twitch is working. Zoom is working. Yay. So come play with me next time. Go have a happy day. Go be nice to yourself. Go drink lots of water. Have fun. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, you guys.